laid out everything Maxwell's being accused of. Take a look.
Okay. On The View this morning, they're talking about Jeffrey Epstein's.
Who were as young as 14 years old. Maxwell played a critical role in helping Epstein to identify, befriend, and groom minor victims for abuse. In some cases, Maxwell participated in the abuse herself.
This is why the girl can't be 15.
Now, one of Maxwell's accusers says she didn't just help
If you let her
Epstein,
do it.
she was
If you
the
let her do it.
mastermind. But is that fact that she's a woman? It's a big question.
If you knew she was 15 and she told me she was 37, that's on you.
Public opinion treat her. Well, Jordan, what do you
I wouldn't know if we went into the bathroom until we came out, right?
Because the thing about this case and about Ghislaine Maxwell is that you could conjecture that this might have been avoided to some extent if she were not participating, because she was a very insidious operator in this whole despicable, disgusting operation. She was sort of like a mother figure to these girls, so that these girls felt a little bit safer because she was around and didn't realize what a predatory piece of garbage this Epstein was. And even if she didn't participate in the sexual acts herself, which I think she might have, according to what I just heard, she was a major participant and an aider and abetter and making those girls feel safe around him. I'm not sure if they would have proceeded without her in the room. So
See, the women in the store would also know she was 15 and the boss's daughter, right?
So, Sonny,
I wouldn't know none of that. That was the first time I went into that store, by the way. Yeah.
It's difficult to tell only because most sexual offenders are male, and sexual female predators haven't really been studied. If you look at the research, Whoopi, the research tells us that there are about 1% and 5% of sexual offenders that are women. And so I think this case certainly is going to now open up those studies. And I think what's also interesting is, I often say this on our show, rape is one of the most, especially child rape, the most underreported crimes in not only our country but in the world. And so we don't know much about this particular type of phenomenon where you have a female sexual predator. And to Joy's point, she not only groomed these children, making them feel more comfortable, she also participated in many of the acts of sexual assault, allegedly. And so I think that the jury is going to be really dealing with issues that most jurors have never ever dealt with when it comes, and prosecutors and defense attorneys, when it comes to sexual assault cases.
Right. So, Megan, you watch Filthy Rich, the docuseries about Epstein and Maxwell's alleged crimes. Is this playing out the way you thought it would?
Well, the Netflix documentary, don't watch it if you're about to eat. It's disgusting, and it's very hard to watch. And they interview a lot of victims of his sex ring, and it's very hard to watch these women's testimonials because, like Sunny said, they were clearly groomed, and this woman Ghislaine played an integral part in it. What's so crazy to me is that she had the hubris to live in $1 million home in New Hampshire, thinking that she could just avoid the law for as long as possible. She tried to smuggle in her cell phone in tinfoil. That was reported this week. This is not a woman that is behaving like someone who is ashamed or should be on the run. I would have expected her to have fled the country, and any load of garbage she wants to give the American public that she had nothing to do with it. I believe the testimonials of the massive amounts of women they put on this documentary and that have given testimonials in other spaces as well. And a lot of
That's why I'm pointing out the mom. She can't do it either. She can't do it
Jeffrey
either.
Epstein to task, and I
Nope.
just hope she
Nope.
doesn't.
That's called grooming her for me, right? You let her go in there to me and I'm trying to help her go to the bathroom. Right.
Testimonials given by these
Story two.
women is striking. The stories of their abuse.
It's also called
something.
reckless endangerment of a minor. Right? It can be a felony if there's something involved with the person, like mental illness. You can't let her go in there to me. Nope.
them and
She knew
participate
it, and she knew
in
it.
these events because we just don't see this kind of thing in the world. I do have a legal note. Ghislaine Maxwell pleaded not guilty after being charged with 6 counts for her alleged involvement in the Jeffrey Epstein sexual abuse case. She was denied bail. Maxwell's lawyer sought to distance his client from Epstein, telling the judge she is not the monster that has been portrayed by the media and now the government.
So I want to take our focus right now away from that docuseries because I want to end on a lighter note. There's another series, another documentary on that
Okay. So, see, that's what we're talking about here. Who's the more culpable as well if she's with the mother? Me or the mother? The mother. Why? Because, see, I'm mentally ill. Okay, so if I'm thinking she needs to go to the bathroom, what would the mother be thinking? He's trying to have sex with her. Right. But if she let me do both things, like I said, undress and liquor one time maybe, right, I'm still doing it for the same reason, to help her go to the bathroom or take a shower with me, you know what I mean? See, I'm the one who wouldn't think of it rationally, right? She's supposed to, and make sure that don't happen to where I'm tempted by the girl. That also don't mean me and the girl become comfortable with each other that I can't actually give her a bath or bathe her or help her change her clothes or things like that. Get ready for school, things like that, right? That's what I'm talking about too, right? Now, one thing you might still have to teach a 4-year-old is how to tie your shoes, for example, your tennis shoes. Right? Exactly what he means. Now, I'm borrowing this from The View, and Joy, and Whoopi, and Megan, and the other girl, I forgot her name. Sorry about that. But anyway, one's a lawyer or something, right? And again, that goes into what I'm doing with copyright law under fair use. Right. I'm using fair use, right? Because I'm disabled. I'm learned I can do impersonations. So, whatever. I'm teaching how I learned to do it. Exactly. So that's different too, right? See, most of you want to perform the song like you own the song. You don't own the song. The band has the main connection. They're the ones who sung it, right? So you at least got to mention the band, right? Not necessarily the members of the band, but it all depends. Or you can say this is a song I heard on the radio, right? Where it's something that, if you don't know, for instance, like I used the beat for Car Wash the other day. Well, that was sung by a group called Rolls Royce, I think, was the name of the group. But again, not a lot of people know that sometimes. So you can say the song Car Wash you heard on the radio, right? You're still admitting it's not your song, right? Is what you got to do. And even the title, I know, right? It's enough to say, right? If you know the song on the radio called Car Wash, working at the car wash, yeah. Come on with the say done it, car wash. That's why everybody kind of has an alibi, kind of don't, right? To right. You can't prove who's the actual guilty party here, right? And see, Sal, or the girlfriend might could have catch sure Sal and the girlfriend. That's what I mean, right? See, that's what's called reasonable doubt or an alibi. Someone else had contact with the child who could have coached her, right? That's what that means if you're on trial. Now, it's like with Epstein's girlfriend, right? If she's really doing this, the girls are her problem, not Epstein anymore. He done kicked the bucket, and that's strange, right? Because it's also rumored that certain people are involved with all that, not just Epstein. Now, if you know the man's up for all that, you make sure he's what? Guarded 24/7. Exactly. Or again, his easy way out is what? Suicide. Suicide. You also notice I'm not suicidal, right? About all this, right? Because all I'm telling you I would do is help her go to the bathroom if she came in there or not. That's not criminal. Oh, no, it's not. And see, if you want to see the two things I described as sexual, that's up to you, but that shows you are having the deviant mind there, right? Not me. And it don't matter if it happened or not either. I'm making it up. I keep telling you that. I'm guessing which story could play out. And if I told someone what I would tell them and how they would react to it, right? Pretending it was something sexual too, but it wasn't. No. And that's the point. See, there's two ways of looking at something too. It's something sexual if you attempt to lick her one time or licked her one time and said you were trying to make sure she didn't pee, right? But you didn't touch her either. See, what you're doing there is you're really sticking out your tongue as you're going down there to make sure she didn't pee herself, right? You don't touch the vagina. That's why I'm on about the saliva if I did, right? See, that's the time you can collect all that information within 24 hours if I did all that, right? To 48 hours. Now you can't prove I licked her or anything happened at all. That's what I mean. That's what I mean. You can't prove it, right? Now, I told you that the first time, I'm not the one to bring it up. But, not even when I'm talking about living with Daphne and sleeping on the couch when it got to this point in my life, right? All I'm saying is I was sleeping on the couch around the daughter and the mom a little bit, and she went to bed with the mom again. And I'm again saying I could have molested her but didn't. And, right. But that's because I'm watching SVU. That's because I'm right. Seeing commercials on, even if that's all, it don't matter. It don't matter. And by this time, I'm on disability, right? That was on either Monday or Tuesday nights. I'm not sure which one. Right, you don't remember all that. But usually by then, it goes... Usually with NBC, the show will start on Monday, then go to Tuesday, then go to Wednesday, and now it's on Thursday, right? Though they have shows... But they have shows every night. They're kind of skipping Saturday and doing reruns now. Seems like. And again, right. That's where we're at. Right. Now, we've all heard, though, on 2020, if you ever watched it, what they deal with, right? Including crimes of this nature, right? And now let's go back to Michael Jackson and his trial, right? Now, he's not saying anything but acting wacky and, doing childish, foolish things in court. But does he know what he's doing? That's the question there, too, right? A lot of people wonder if that's just an act, too, right? So, again, that's a public figure who's actually a public figure, whereas I'm not, right? Either. Who was brought up in the media, right? He knows the ins and outs of it, right? I don't. So this show aired back in July the 17th, 2020, episode 23. Season 23, episode 200. And that's why I'm bringing it up, right? So yeah, I didn't even know what would be on this morning when I woke up, right? Now, by doing that and talking about it and giving you their opinions and telling you mine, right? That makes it fair use. Right. Mm-hmm. Now, if there's 200 episodes, and say you have an hour show or 45-minute show, you can use 4.5 minutes and seconds of a show to do it as a book report like you would in school. See, we're talking about a specific topic, mainly pedophilia, and how it really works, right? And like I told you, if the girl and me, you allow us to go into the bathroom, right? And I lose the hour of time because of that, but I really went in there for a legitimate reason. That time I remember. If I went into the bathroom, I don't, because someone blacked me out. Maybe even trying to murder me over it if they knew she was 15 and I didn't, right? That's what entrapment is. See, you knew. The people in the store might have known, right? But I did not. And she told me she was 37 because I asked how old she was. And where she was from. And did she go to college or school? So she said she was that age. And see, I don't know her. That's the first time I went into that store. Right? And it's right in my path, right? Not that I didn't go to other stores around Regan, Garden City, in Statesboro before that store. And so again, the only way that would happen, right, is if I was set up, not setting it up myself. See, that's the difference between a true pedophile too, right? They're trying to get with a child. I know better. I avoid that. If a girl tells me she's 15, I'll just say hi to her and walk on by and be a casual acquaintance of her, right? Not even really a friend, right? Like I said, right? You know, you don't get really involved with people like that, right? Like whether it's the girl down the street or, you know, who might be 16 or 15 herself. I don't know her age, right? Or another girl might be in school still. Because I got like a T-shape. There could be one down at the end of the T and then one at the front of the T, right? That's still in high school. But I don't go after them because I know I can't. The only thing that might could happen is they show up and they say they're really 16 now, right? Then legally I can be with them, right? If they what? Consent. Consent, right? It's what the age is called, the age of consent. The age of consent, right? This is when the law allows the female to accept a sex proposal by a male. And if he's over the age of consent, that's all that matters as well. You both, though, have to be the age of consent and older, gay or straight, by the way, as well. Yes. It's what I'm emphasizing, too, because even in SVU, even boys can get molested, or girls, or right, they go back and forth with that, right? Even women, even prostitutes, even, right? But even then, it's still rape, right, of a prostitute, right? She didn't sign up for that. You're supposed to either pay her to leave, as they say, right, Snoop? You pay him to leave, right? The prostitute. The wife, you gotta pay all your life because she stays. You gotta pay for her your whole life. The prostitute, you pay to leave. That's what I heard. That's what I heard. Right. But like I said, the thing is, if I'm tipping you for a lap dance, but you have sex with me and it's free, it's not part of that, right? That's called consensual sex as well. But, okay, if you make me pay for it, that's prostitution. That's prostitution too. So you can't have both the lap dance, which is paid for, it's a tipping thing, right? And sex, right? If what? If what? You pay for both. But you can tip the girl, right? Okay, for the lap dance, so much, right? Which is usually 10%. So you do $300, so that's $30, right? That's the most you can tip her too, right? Usually too. Or 20%, whatever, right? That's $60, right? Mm-hmm. You know what I mean, right? Now you can tip her up to 100%, though. That's legal too, right? So if you do $300, that's $600 the most you can pay, right? But you're paying her for what she can do legally, not illegally, right? You can't pay her for that. But if you're treating her like a girlfriend and she has sex with you for free and she don't charge you, that's what? Sex with that stripper. It's like being her boyfriend, like I said. Her boyfriend can have sex with her. And so can a customer who's saying he's their boyfriend. By the way, if she looks and says sex. Right. Mm-hmm. And says she won't charge me. See, then it's no longer prostitution. Legally, it's not. Legally, it's not. Because you're treating her more like a girlfriend then. But just saying, not telling you to do it or not. I ain't done it. Unless, again, they're shooting me in the club, like I said, or doing something to bite me out. Again, I can. It's the whole point to it all, though, too, right? Well, because they're also acting like I'm having sex with the strippers, but I don't recall that. You know what I mean, right? I know. And I know that's prostitution, and I don't pay for sex in the sex club. Now, it ain't that there's no sex in this champagne room, you just can't pay for it. I know. Right. By the way. Like Chris Rock's song, I think. All right. Not because of. I'm trying to remember the name, and Chris Brown popped up first. He was also a singer and a rapper, right? And then Chris Rock, who was the actual performer. I wasn't picturing either man, either. I was just trying to remember the artist who did it and got confused briefly here. And like I said, being mentally ill doesn't mean automatically I would try to have sex with her either. That's what we're talking about. Bye.